It was a crisp March morning in the spring of 1983, with clear skies and fresh air settling over a quiet town in rural Texas. Everything felt peaceful. But at house number 27, on Main Street, chaos was brewing. Inside, something was about to unfold that would etch itself into the town's history and forever change the life of a man named James. James was a 36-year-old rancher, blonde with calm blue eyes, used to working the land. He tended cattle, grew crops, and ran a small feed store out back with his wife, Emily, a kind woman with a warm smile and quiet strength. Married for 12 years, they'd tried for kids for nearly a decade, believing they'd never be parents after Emily suffered 2 miscarriages and a grim diagnosis. You can't carry a pregnancy past 3 months. But in mid-1982, against all odds, Emily got pregnant. They wept for hours when the test came back positive. Tears of joy, fear, and hope. They kept it secret for months. Emily stepped back from work, focusing on her health, while James did everything to protect her. In the 4th month, the shock. Twins. By the 5th, another ultrasound revealed more, 5 babies. At 6 months, a detailed scan in Austin delivered the final bombshell, 9. No one could explain how Emily's body was sustaining it. Doctors called it a miracle. Emily just smiled, saying each life was worth every year of pain. The birth, a high-risk C-section, was set for the 34th week. The local hospital wasn't equipped, so Emily was moved to the city with help from community volunteers. James stayed by her side. The town held its breath. On March 12, 1983, at 10:47 a.m., the first girl was born, followed by another at 10:48, then 10:49. One by one, 9 blonde, blue-eyed girls arrived, each weighing between 2.2 and 3.3 pounds. Tiny, fragile, but alive. The operating room was a sea of tears, nurses, doctors, even the hospital chief. James stood speechless, staring at 9 incubators, whispering, "This is my family. They're all my daughters." But as he embraced fatherhood's miracle, tragedy loomed. During the surgery, Emily began hemorrhaging. Doctors fought for 2 hours, trying transfusions, everything. At 1:12 p.m., Emily passed. James wasn't told until 3 hours later, holding his 9th daughter's hand when a doctor said, "James, we need to talk." He knew. His chest tightened. The world went quiet. He collapsed in the hospital hallway, staring at the floor, waiting for the nightmare to end. Word spread fast. The town froze. News outlets swarmed. Widower with 9 newborn daughters. James stayed at the hospital, sleeping in ICU chairs, taking notes, crying in empty corridors. He missed Emily's funeral. His brother carried the coffin because he couldn't leave the girls. The next day, he wrote her a letter, tucking it into an incubator. "Emily, you left me 9 pieces of you. I'll make it work, no matter what." And he did. Slowly, the girls grew stronger. One nearly died at 12 days but pulled through. Moved by the story, hospital staff stepped up. A nurse, Sarah, stayed nights to help. Doctors made special schedules. Donations poured in: bottles, clothes, diapers, cash. All of Texas heard about the father of 9 girls. James didn't want fame. He wanted stability. With donations, he fixed up the house, bought cribs, and built a nursery with each girl's name on the wall. At 2 months, the girls came home. The town lined the streets, cheering with balloons and signs. James, alone in a pickup with 9 babies, became an unforgettable sight. The real challenge was just beginning. James was no longer just a rancher or storekeeper. He was the father of 9 girls. Neighbors, papers, even the county clerk called him that. His identity faded into theirs. Sleepless nights were filled with diapers, bottles, and rocking each girl. He developed a system: numbered bottles, handwritten schedules, colored tape on cribs. The fussiest earned a star on a chart. The best sleeper got a heart. It was his way to bond amid exhaustion. He named them after him and Emily: Anna, Laura, Sophie, Claire, Elise, Julia, Emma for her mother, Lily, and Becca. Simple, sweet names, like the wooden dolls he carved for their first birthdays. Each name was painted on the nursery wall, with Emily's photo framed by dried wildflowers she loved. The town, once a speck on the map, became famous for them. Reporters begged for interviews, but James refused, wanting peace to raise his girls with dignity. Some understood, others didn't. Everyone respected him. He couldn't do it alone, so he accepted help. Neighbors set up a rotation. Some cooked, others bathed the girls, some just talked with him. The house became a symbol of love and community. But at 1 year, a social worker questioned his ability to raise 9 kids alone, suggesting foster care or adoption. James stood firm. "They're my daughters. I promise their mother." A legal fight ensued, with free lawyers and a 5,000 signature petition. The town rallied, and James won. The girls stayed. That victory changed him. He sold the back pasture, bought a greenhouse, and grew rare flowers, Emily's passion. He sold bouquets named for his daughters. Anna's roses, Sophie's orchids, Julia's tulips. It honored Emily and supported the family. Within 2 years, he had clients in 3 counties. He bought an old van, turned it into a mobile flower shop, and took the girls to fairs, sharing their stories subtly to inspire. As they grew, James ensured every milestone: braiding hair, sewing dresses, teaching them to read, baking cakes. During fevers, he stayed up with cool cloths. For nightmares, he told stories until they slept. Exhausted, he hid his tears, fearing he wasn't enough. To the girls, he was a hero. At 5, each got a necklace with their initial and a blue stone. You're unique, but born together. Their personalities shown: Anna, protective; Laura, outgoing; Sophie, quiet like Emily; Claire, artistic; Elise, helpful; Julia, bold; Emma, soulful; Lily, sensitive; Becca, joyful. Schools wanted to split them, but James insisted they stay together, their bond unbreakable. At 7, Becca asked about their mom in the garden. James told them everything: Emily's love, her sacrifice. They cried, then left flowers by her portrait, secretly tucking letters behind it. Time passed strangely for James. Each morning with his girls was a blessing, each night by their beds, a confirmation. By 10, the house was a family haven: bunk beds, color-coded closets, milestone calendars. But adolescence hit hard. Each girl sought her place. Laura cut her hair short. Anna wanted her own room. Julia withdrew. Elise questioned her looks. Becca ditched dresses. Sophie drew darker art. Claire wrote locked diaries. Emma read about motherhood. Lily wept often. James listened, adapting from protector to guide. Gossip stung. Whispers about their looks, their motherless life. When Anna heard at school that Emily chose death over raising them, James hugged her. "Your mom gave her life for you. That's the greatest love." He showed them a box with Emily's ribbon, earring, a dried flower, and his incubator letter. Reading it, they understood his love. Even in rebellion, they never strayed far, always returning to talk. At 16, James sold the greenhouse, bought an old bus, and turned it into a mobile home. For 3 months, they traveled Texas, beaches, hills, plains, laughing, fighting, making memories. On the last night, by a campfire, James said, "I wasn't perfect, but I'd do it all again. You're my life." They cried, heads in his lap, like when they were little. At 18, they spread out. Anna to med school in Houston, Laura to journalism in Austin, Julia to the military, Elise on exchange, Sophie an artist, Claire a vlogger, Emma to psychology, Lily a missionary. Becca stayed. The house quieted, but James was at peace. When Laura got into med school, joy mixed with silence. She promised weekend visits, but James felt the shift. One by one, they left. Anna abroad, Claire opening a flower shop, Emma marrying. Becca's choice shook them. She handed James a DNA test, questioning why she felt different. It revealed she wasn't biologically his. On Emily's death night, one baby was stillborn. The hospital swapped her with an abandoned newborn. James confessed, "You're my daughter, Becca. I chose you every day." They embraced her, chanting, "You're our sister." A heart attack later tested James, but his girls rallied, refusing to let him feel like a burden. They sold the childhood home, bought a new one, and lived together briefly, each bringing her own story. Rummaging through James's things, they found a letter to a woman named Beatrice from 1982. He admitted loving her before Emily. She vanished while pregnant. He might have a son. Anna vowed to find Beatrice. Then Sophie revealed a letter from Emily, found years ago, predicting her death and choosing her daughter's lives. James broke down, realizing Emily's sacrifice. The sisters touched dresses Emily sewed, feeling her love. That night, they shared memories, sang her songs, and felt whole. The 9 sisters, now pregnant together, planned a Sunday lunch like old times. Anna stood, glass raised. "We thought it was normal for a dad to be everything. Mom, cook, protector. Now we know it was a miracle. Our kids will carry Mom's name, Emily." James wept as they hugged him. The births brought 9 grandchildren, 6 girls, 3 boys, all blonde, some blue-eyed, all named Emily. James's home buzzed again with bottles, toys, and cries. While cleaning the attic, Anna found another letter from Emily about a lost son and an organ donation to save a comatose woman, James's long-lost aunt. Emily's love saved more than her daughter's. Holding his grandchildren, James felt their mission complete. Reflect, how often does love demand silent sacrifices? Share your thoughts. I'm dedicated to truth and growth. Subscribe to True Tales, like, comment, share. Watch The Brothers Reunited or The Mother Who Returned After 25 Years on screen. At True Tales, we don't just tell stories, we heal wounds. Thanks for joining us.